So if you are an agency owner, or maybe you're looking to start an agency and your biggest goal right now is to scale your agency to 10K or more, then this is the video for you. I'm gonna be sharing with you 8 different ways for you to start scaling your agency. So it doesn't matter if you are currently making 0, 2K, 3K, 5K, whatever it is, if your goal is to scale to 10K or more, then this video is for you. So I'm gonna be sharing with you 8 different methods on how you can scale your digital marketing agency. Let's get started. Before I start the video, make sure you drop a thumbs up if you enjoy content like this and if you take any value from this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. So if you are an agency owner and you're just stuck at the 3 to 5K mark and you're kind of just figuring out how you can bring on more clients into your agency so that you can get more revenue, more monthly recurring revenue for your business, then you need to 10x your outreach method. So when I first started my agency, I think I was stuck at like 1 client. I believe he paid me about $1,000 a month. And I was just like, how can I get more clients? Okay, so at the time, I think I got my first client. I believe he was off of like LinkedIn or something like that. And you know, luckily he was nearby. We signed it, he paid me the $1,000 and we got that going on. But after that, I was like, okay, how can I replicate this? How can I get my second, my third? How do I get 10 clients? You know what I mean? And that was the goal, get to 10 clients, because at 10 clients for $1,000 a month, that would be $10,000 per month, okay? So that was my goal, to get to 10 clients and 10K per month. And one day, my cousin invites me to go to this event. It was a Grant Cardone event. I didn't know anything about Grant Cardone, but the event was called 10X, and it was out in Florida. I said, sure, you know, I'm looking to get, you know, be around more business-minded people. So I went to the event. It was out in Florida. I booked a trip, flew up to Florida, went to this event. And, you know, I don't remember a whole lot from that event, but the one thing that I do remember is, and it was just repeated throughout the whole entire event, and it was the name of the event itself. It was 10X. Whatever you're doing, 10X it, right? Whatever you're doing right now, whatever your goals are, 10X that. And that's going to force you to not only think bigger, but now in order to reach those bigger goals and bigger thoughts, you're gonna have to 10X your action. And so that idea just stayed in my head. I gotta 10X everything. So when I got home from that event, I'm like, okay, how many emails am I currently sending out? How many messages am I currently sending out to my ideal clients, right? I got that number and I multiplied it by 10, right? And so when I multiplied it by 10, so let's just say, you know, I was sending out, I don't know, 50 emails a day. Okay, I was sending out 50 emails a day. I multiplied that by 10. That would mean 500 emails would need to be sent out every single day. And I'm thinking to myself, because I'm such a newbie and, you know, I had no prior experience, no marketing degree, no marketing experience, no business background. I didn't know how I could send out 500 emails per day. I'm not gonna sit there and send out 500 emails. And this was sort of, you know, the beginning social media marketing agency. I was sort of not really in the first wave. I was more probably like the first and half, second wave. And obviously there's some OGs and stuff like that, but before the whole social media marketing agency industry blew up, I believe I was probably the first or the second wave of people to join. And so I'm sitting there, I didn't know anything about softwares or anything like that, so I did my research. How can I send out 500 emails per day? And from there, I learned more about softwares, I learned more about automation, I learned about delegation, hiring people and delegating it to people so that I can send out my 500 emails per day. And so that is one of the first methods, is to start sending out more cold emails, right? How many cold emails are you currently sending? Are you sending out 20? Are you sending out 50? Are you sending out 100, right? Where are you with that? And then multiply it by 10, okay? And that's how many emails you should be sending out. And then obviously it's not just a volume game, right? Now you need to start thinking, how can I improve on that system as well? So let's say now you're sending out 500 emails per day, right? Which you figured out the volume. Now you need to start thinking about, okay, now how can I get more people to open my email? How can I get more people to read my email? How can I get more people to click on my call to action button within the email? Okay, so there's that whole system on how to improve that. Okay, so to figure out how you can send more. Then the second thing is, how can you get more people to click into your email, right? The click-through rate. And then how can you get people to read you have to say in the email? And lastly, how can you get people to click on your call to action button within that email, right? So there's a whole process on, you know, not only just 10xing the volume, but now how can you improve that system? So that's the first step, cold emails. The second method that you can use to scale your agency to 10K or more is simply making a LinkedIn account, okay? When I first started, I created a LinkedIn account. I added everybody as a friend. You know, obviously, you know, the goal is to get to 500 connections, I believe, because after 500 connections, it just says, it doesn't go any higher than that. I believe it's 500, 1,000, 1,000 or 2,000. I forget the number. I don't know if LinkedIn has changed, but you want to max out your connections and you want to constantly make more connections, right? So from making those connections, you're going to be able to start linking with your ideal clients. And that's really the goal, is to link with your ideal clients on LinkedIn. And from there, same exact method. How can you start sending out, 10 to 50 connections per day on LinkedIn? And then how can you send 10 to 50 messages, greeting messages to those ideal clients, okay? And so from there, same exact thing, right? How can I 10x my network? How can I 10x my messages? How can I get people to read my messages? And how can I get people to respond, or maybe, to do what it is that you're looking to do, right? So whether it's hopping on a call with them, offering some type of audit, or whatever it is that you want to do, how can you improve that system? The third method is Instagram outreach, right? Most businesses now, they understand having a social media presence. So most of the time, they're going to be on some type of social media platform. And believe it or not, most of them are going to be on Instagram. So if you haven't already, I created a whole tutorial video on how I do my Instagram outreach with the script. You can see it play by play, step by step, live over the shoulder of me, reaching out to ideal clients and getting them to book a call with me so that we can discuss on how I can help them, and ultimately getting them to become a client for my marketing agency. So I would be sending out 20 messages per day. I delegated that to a virtual assistant, and the virtual assistant will start sending out messages for me. So from there, we can send out volume amount of messages, and the goal is to automate this process, because when you can automate the system, not only you can send out more volume, but now you have time and energy to focus on how can I improve that system, right? So your job shouldn't be doing the task itself. Your job is to constantly think about how you can grow the business, right? And the only way you can grow the business is if you take yourself out from actually working inside of it, okay? So that we can have energy and the mental capacity to figure out how you're gonna improve these systems. So the fourth thing is Facebook outreach. It's the same as Instagram. Facebook owns Instagram. You need to figure out how you can start connecting with your ideal clients, right? Adding them as a friend and connecting with them that way, right? Sending them messages. So really what it comes down to, the theme here is to send out more messages, right? 10x your outreach. So outreach. And I'm just sharing with you guys all the different ways that you can start reaching out to people. So that is a Facebook outreach. Okay, the fifth one is Facebook groups, right? There are Facebook groups for everything. Where are your ideal clients hanging out? So once you figure that out, what you want to do is join those Facebook groups and add everybody as a friend, right? Don't message them, but add them as a friend, because if you send them a message before they become a friend, your message is going to be sent either to the spam or the requested folder, so they might not ever see your message. So the goal is to add them as a friend, and as soon as they accept, maybe not as soon, but when they accept, that's when you can go ahead and shoot your shot and send that message. And I don't have a script for you in this video, but I do have a whole script in the tutorial video on how to Instagram DM. It is in my channel, so make sure you check out my content and my videos there. But ultimately, when they accept you as a friend and you send them a message, they're going to automatically see it, right? Because you guys are now friends. The sixth method is cold calling, right? I personally hate cold calling because when I first started, I would stutter. I didn't know what to say. I would not be able to get past the gatekeeper. The gatekeeper would tell me they'll get back to me, and they never do. And so it was just never my thing. It never really worked out well for me. I don't personally like cold calling. I know that people have a lot of success with cold calling. It's just not for me. So if you are good on the phone, if you enjoy that, or if you know somebody that can do that for you, cold calling is another method for you. Get people on the phone and booking a call with you so that you can ultimately close them. The seventh method here is white labeling, right? White labeling is super simple, because let's say you already, you understand how to run Facebook ads, you understand how to do Google ads, whatever the case may be, and maybe you're still on the small side in the agency, so you can take on more clients and fulfill the service yourself. What you can do is offer white labeling, and this is really simple. You add your peers, you add Facebook group with other agency owners in it, and I have an agency Facebook group myself. That link is in the description. So if you want to connect with me and other agency owners who might need your white labeling help, they are in these groups, and you want to join them. You want to see if you want to gauge the group first of all. You don't want to just go out there and start selling your services or whatnot. as people get turned off whenever you are trying to sell something. Okay, so join the Facebook group and just be active. Try to help people out, right? And when you start helping people, you automatically build authority for yourself. And when you get authority within a Facebook group, you become an expert. And when you become an expert, you start to have credibility. And once you have that credibility, people are going to trust you. And when you have that trust, people are going to want to do business with you. Okay, so as you build up trust, as you are helping and giving value to these Facebook groups, you can offer white labeling help. So these other agency owners who they aren't able to fulfill the results themselves because they're too busy, or maybe they don't know how, or maybe they're looking to hire somebody that knows how to do it, you can offer your white labeling services, okay? And if you don't know what white labeling is, it's basically an extension of another team, right? So you can hire a white labeling team, or you can become a white label for somebody else. And so they're basically gonna be using your services, but under their name, right? So they're really the middleman, and you're an extension of their team. So you're not promoting it as yourself no longer, but you are working with another agency. It's almost like a collab, a partnership, and you're able to help them get results, or fulfill the results ultimately, right? So the number 8 and the last step on how to scale your agency to 10K and above is to run paid ads. Now, paid ads is a little bit more advanced because it does require more capital, right? You need to spend money on ads in order for you to get business, but it is one of the quickest way to get clients if, number one, you know what you're doing, and number 2, you have the capital for it, okay? So I don't really recommend, if you're a beginner, if you're just starting out, you're low on funds, to go straight into paid ads, because if you don't know how to run the paid ads, or if you don't set it up correctly, you're just gonna be throwing dollars at ads and you're not gonna see a whole lot of return on it. But paid ads, if you set it up correctly, you know what you're doing with the paid ads, or you hire somebody to do it for you. And not only that, but you have the foundations within your agency already ready to go, and that's all set for you to be able to accept new clients, then paid ads is a great way to scale your agency to 10K or even above. So currently in my agency, we're doing about 30 to 40K a month. We want to get that up to about 50, 75, 100K a month, and we plan on doing that through 10xing our outreach and running paid ads. So if you found any value in this video, drop a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This was how to scale your agency. My name is Jordan. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Next video.